Hello, my name is Deeter, your passionate advocate for your healthy, normal, natural speech created by Mother Nature or God. I'm here once a week, every Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Time, New York time. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have about any speech imperfection. My narrow focus is on the most misinformed parts of it. I am here to tell you, to explain you the truth about what is stuttering, stammering, cluttering, mumbling, whatever, cluttering, whatever you call. They have created many names for this kind of immaturity of speaking skills, and I'm here to talk about them. So my goal today is to address a very important truth. I'm here to tell you that we are all together in this boat of insanity that they call stuttering. And I'm here to tell you that each and every method, technique, advice, device, tip, trick, whatever they call it, ever created to improve the quality of speech, causes people to stutter. And they all are different forms of stuttering. Each and every stuttering advisor, helper, assistant, coach, trainer, healer, each and every one is giving you the information, which in fact is a virus that causes you to act irrationally, abnormally, not in the way natural speakers act in their speech. So I believe that the time of fighting is over. I'm here to invite each and every stuttering trainer, stuttering professional, stuttering coach, stuttering doctor, stuttering healer, stuttering whatever. I invite you all to join in my efforts to erase from the planet this bogus disease, illness that they called stuttering, stammering, cluttering, mumbling, and so on. It is time we stop fighting with each other. We are all in this boat of craziness together. Only together we can get rid of it once and for all. So the bottom line, I'm here to answer your questions. Okay, and if I don't have any live questions because I did not make any announcement, then I will continue with my list of whatever I plan to do, okay, today. But I do have a question now. Oh, Omir, okay. So, yes, I'm going to read a question and I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to go back to my plan, my original plan, to explain why each and every method created by man will never, ever work, and why you don't need any methods, because God or Mother Nature has given us everyone each and every human everything we need to speak. And we will talk about it later. So let me see what Amir wrote. I want to believe the way you cure, but you know there are a lot of tricks in this sector. I just need more evidence. The key word that I've read from this kind of, I don't know, it's not even a question. Amir, could you please write a question? Because this is not a question. This is a comment. But a key word here is very simple, the word cure. Cure, of course, means what? Cure means that you are sick, right? That there is an illness, there is a sickness. So I'm going to ask you, Amir, and others who still believe that they need a cure. I want you to ask a simple question. What is it that you want to cure? Where is exactly hurts? What kind of disease, what kind of illness do you have in your body? Do you have your lungs where the source of air is? Yep, no problem, right? No lung disease, no mucus in your throat, stopping the air to come out. Do you have your tongue? Do you healthy tongue? Do you have your lips? Do you have whatever, your speech apparatus? Do you have your brain? Yeah, everything is there. There is no exception. Everything, all the tools are there. The problem is that when you were young, this is most of the cases. Of course, there are different cases, but most of the time, I would say 95%, I would say even 98% of the time, when children are young and they make their very first mistake in walking in speech while learning to speak. This is what I hear over and over and over again from my students on the third day of the class when they tell their story. It happened this way. When they made one mistake, everyone around said, oh, you are sick. There is something wrong with you. You have a disease called stuttering. You need to cure this disease. The cure hasn't been found yet, but you do need a cure. You better look for a cure. And a young child believes that. Yeah, kids believe everything we adults say. Another case scenario, when no one tells you anything, you believe yourself that there is something wrong with me. I made a mistake, they're laughing at me. I better don't speak anymore. I better close my mouth. I better shut up every time I speak. I'm not going to make a mistake because I'm not going to speak. That's the decision you and millions of others have made when you were young, when you were children, and you stopped speaking much. Of course, some of you did a little bit, and this is why their speech has developed to a higher speech mastery, higher level of a speech mastery. But the less you spoke, the more you would forget even what you have learned by the time you stopped speaking. This is so simple. It is mind-blowing. How can you learn to speak? How can you learn any skill if you don't do it? If you don't speak, how can you learn to speak? And to make it worse, there are so many people around that are willing to take advantage of this kind of confused young children. If you didn't have someone who would tell you, what? You're not going to speak because you made one little mistake? That was me as a parent. with my children. But if you didn't have this kind of educated parents, if your parents were just as confused as you were, and if your parents were influenced by a horrible lie in our society that mistakes in speech could be called stuttering, it's this disease, then you would be sitting and waiting for someone to cure you. You would not be speaking naturally. You would be sitting and waiting for someone to help you, to cure you. These people are everywhere. My mentor, Roman Snishko, the one who has discovered this truth almost 30 years ago, he explains it in a very simple term. People have a lot of trash information in their mind. It is wrong. It is their fantasy. But people believe. A lot of people tend to believe trash. They put this wrong information, inaccurate information, and they become so passionate about sharing this information with others. This is what has happened. Your speech advisors, your speech healers, speech trainers, speech coaches, speech pathologists, speech therapists. There are so many names for people who are ready to take advantage of your confusion. You're gonna pay money until the rest of your life. Hear me out. You will continue to pay a little bit. You're not gonna pay a lot, a little bit at a time, but for the rest of your life, because each and every method, technique, advice, device, whatever, is causing you to stutter. And it is stuttering itself. But let me get back to the question. So once again, stuttering cure doesn't exist because there is no disease to cure. You are 100% healthy individual. You're just not using this machine called body-mind according to the manual, whatever, instruction guide. You know that every device has some kind of instructions. When you bought your cell phone, right, you had a thick book of instructions how to make it work, right, how to use it. Why do you think that this biocomputer body-mind machine doesn't have instructions? Of course it does, but you are not aware of them. And those who attempt to teach you, to cure you, they also have no idea how this body-mind machine works according to the instructions of the one who created this, the most intelligent machine called body-mind. Body-mind machine. And this is the genius of academic Roman Snishko. He has discovered how our body-mind machine works according to the natural laws. As a matter of fact, it's the law of resonance. Google it up. The law of resonance. Everything on this planet, in this universe, works according to the law, natural law of resonance. Okay, so let me go back to the question. I need more evidence. Evidence of what? Of the fact that you are a healthy person? Of the fact that you have no idea how to operate your body. You don't know that. Why? Because you've never done it. Maybe when you were young, you were doing it because you were not yet thinking too much about all kinds of techniques and methods. And you didn't know that there was something wrong with you. Nobody told you about that. Or you didn't convince yourself in this untruth. So what evidence do you want? The evidence is the moment you stop using all kinds of methods, techniques, tips, tricks, and simply get back and begin using this body-mind machine according to the manual, according to user instruction for users. I don't know, what do you call it? User's instruction manual. The moment you begin using any device according to the instructions, it works 100% perfectly. It is you, not someone else, is a user. You are the operator of your body-mind. The moment you begin using body-mind according to the instructions, your body-mind works perfectly. But because you believe that there is something wrong, and it's no different than from your belief that, not your belief, like for example, you have a computer, right? You know you are on the computer right now. How will the computer, let's say you just brought it from the store, it's brand new, nothing is broken in this computer. But you started downloading programs and applications, and somehow you decided to save some money, and you downloaded a bogus application, fake, something that is doesn't have, I mean, you don't have a license to use it. So anyway, you downloaded the application with a virus. What do you think is going to happen with your computer? There is nothing wrong with your computer. The virus will take up the whole hardware, the whole hard disk. From one little virus, the whole computer will be broken. The whole computer. You gotta understand that we are all biocomputers called body-mind. One little piece of trash, of incorrect information, will make the whole machine deteriorate. The whole machine is going to begin acting out, because this is what you are in charge of. You are the operator of the machine. You are a conscious operator. You're the beam of consciousness. You are a smart, brilliant, naturally healthy human. This is who you were when you were born. And this is who you were and are still today. The moment you drop all the trash, you clean up your mind from all the trash. You got to understand what I mean by the word trash. All the viruses. It's actually a cancer of the mind. I would say 90% of stuttering is starting in the mind. 90%. It's the problem of the mind filled with trash. Okay? So Amir, if you're still there, give me the question, what kind of evidence do you want? Okay? Until I don't have any more questions, I will continue going according to my plan. So once again, each and every stuttering specialist is the one who causes you to stutter even more. It is amazing. I know how shocking it may sound because, yeah, we've been believing in this lie for years. And those who haven't read my book, I do recommend go and read the truth. What happened in 1898? It happened in Russia. If you don't know Russian language, you don't have access to this information. It is just happened that I am fluent in 2 languages, Russian and English. Of course, English is not my first language. I'm much better in Russian, okay? So it just happened that I had access to the information in both languages. And I was able to read and study where the whole thing took place from. It's a criminal action of one psychiatrist and dirty politician, dirty, immoral politician. He was paid to create this lie about the illness of stuttering. He was paid, but this is not, it's, by the way, it's free. You can download it from my website, which is www.livestutterfree.com. livestutterfree.com. LIVESTUTTER free, FREE.com. So if you haven't read this book, it's very short, very simple. Go download this book for free and read it. So, but here is the topic that I'm talking about. My last student is from Poland. I haven't made a video about him, a video report, and I am going to make it in a totally different way now. Because it's not that interesting to listen to him the way he spoke before. He didn't make that many mistakes. This is what it is. The student, my student, didn't make too many mistakes because he has been working on his speech for his entire life. He was, I think he's 21 today, okay? For his entire life, he's been working really hard on his speech. And of course, because he has been studying and working and going, his speech has improved a lot. Yeah, a lot. But the point I'm making is that the more he went to different programs, his speech became actually worse, worse, and worse. Because he still believed that there was something wrong with him. He diagnosed himself. None of his environment, his father, his mother, his sister, none of them had this problem. But he diagnosed himself when he was 14. 14! When he wanted to speak like a cool teenager. At some point, you know how teenagers speak, blah, 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 right? He wanted to be cool, but he wasn't cool. And instead of continuing speaking, continuing learning how to speak, I mean, keep walking in speech. Okay, made a mistake, keep walking. He made a decision that he was sick because he observed other people who called themselves stutterers. He told me, I knew other kids around and they were stutterers. So that's how he learned. Maybe this is what I have. He suspected at 14. And he believed it at 14. I am a stutterer. I need a cure. And that's where the problem started. And then it was like a snowball. The more he would go to speech therapists, stuttering professionals, stuttering specialists, the worse his speech became. The best of his, and once again, he didn't make too many mistakes in his speech. This is amazing to me. When people like that come to me, at first I called it stuttering, is invisible wall of my imagination. If you haven't watched my video of that, go watch it. Invisible wall. It's here. They believe that they are sick, okay? They need a cure, and this is what they do. And then he ended up doing nothing, okay? Because once again, he didn't make too many mistakes when he spoke. He was the one who stopped himself from speaking. So he ended up doing nothing. And he went with his life. He was speaking a little bit, not a lot, but he was still speaking. And he graduated from college. Now he is into doing master's degree. So the bottom line, he is now ended up going to, again, every day, he would check what's new in stuttering world, stuttering cure world. And he stumbled on a online advisor. Let me drink my juice right now. Okay. Because this is very popular now. All these stuttering specialists has transferred to online business. It's easier. Okay, everyone is online. It's easier to reach. It's easier to spread your message across. This is great. I love internet, and I love this ability to spread my message around. So, but you got to understand that if someone shares the truth, it's perfect. But you got to understand, but trash is there as well in big amount. Trash information is here as well in huge amount. So the bottom line, he went to this stuttering coach. Stuttering coach, I don't want to name anyone. I don't want to use anyone's name. If you are into stuttering business, then you, of course, will recognize the name. Because once again, I really like people who are in the stuttering business. They're so passionate about their work. They work hard, and those who know me know that I really adore people who are hard workers. If you're a hard worker, you're going to get to your destination this or that way. This is why my student has been able to finally find his way out of his problem that he had here. He came to me and he eliminated this problem in only 2 hours. 2 hours, I'm not kidding. When I make a video, I'll have you listen to it, okay? So the bottom line, this child, I call you all my children because I'm almost 60 years old, but he's only 21. So he ended up getting the training from this stuttering coach, trainer, who provides all kinds of tips, tricks, techniques, method of how to trick your stuttering, how to trick it. How to say it smoothly, with more confidence. How does he say it? Let me look how he says it. Smoothly, clearly, confidently. Those are beautiful words, except most of them are trash words. Trash. And let me go right away there. What does it mean? Smoothly. Okay, you see this? This is my smoothie. It's a vegetable smoothie, okay? So it has some kind of structure. And of course, when I put it in a blender, I like when it's smooth, when there are no chunks in it, okay? I like it. I like it drinking this way. But what could be smooth about speaking? What could be smooth about sounds, voice that come out from you? I mean, what chunks of voice can you have? The whole word is so confusing. It is a trash word, once again, empty word. But I see there is a question. Okay, someone, Amir, wrote here again. I got your point. That makes sense. Of course it does. However, I and most of the people can't afford to pay such an online treatment. Okay, again, the word treatment. What I ask you is to tell the world how to operate this machine and be a living legend. Okay. Living, I don't know, L-E-G-N-D, I don't know what you meant. L-E-G-N-D, maybe it's the word that I don't know. English is not my first language, or maybe you meant the word living legend. So once again, hear me out. You don't need any treatment. The word treatment is again something that is coming from medicine, medical treatment. You don't need a treatment. You don't need any type of treatment. You don't need any type of treatment. I don't know how I'm gonna scream out of on top of my lungs. Treatment means treating a disease, treating something that is broken. What is broken in you? Nothing. You are perfect. And this is the time when I want to bring another book to here. This is the book that I really recommend you guys read. Everyone, this has nothing to do with my program, what I teach, okay? Here is a new book of my favorite author. His first book, The Mastery of Love, is my Bible. I live by this book. So this book is called The Voice of Knowledge. I recommend you read this book. What I'm gonna read by Don Miguel Ruiz. So anyway, he's been on Oprah Winfrey show. He's quite famous, okay? You can, this is your evidence, by the way. So here is what he wrote on the back cover of his book. We all, oops, sorry, the word all, he didn't say. We are born in truth. But we grow up believing in lies. One of the biggest lies in the story of humanity is the lie of our imperfection. The lie of your imperfection. You are perfect. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing. But the moment you believe you get a cancer virus that causes cancer, you believe that something is wrong with you. You believe you cannot do it independently. You believe you cannot speak without someone's help. You believe you need a method. You believe you need a cure. You believe all kinds of untruths, lies. This is when the whole body-mind machine gets screwed up. Sorry to use this word, but this is the truth. You have a cancerous words in your mind because every word is a program for action. The moment you believe, I need a cure, I need treatment, that's it. So the bottom line is you're asking a question to tell the world how to operate this miracle, this machine, the most intelligent machine, and be a living legend. Do you have any alternative to online lessons like a book? Of course! This is where I went. I have lots of books already. Most of my books are free of charge, and actually my main book is going to be free of charge very often. The moment I finish translation of the last book that I have written already in Russian, I gotta translate it to English. It's too much work for me, and I'm busy teaching students. Okay, and you see my glasses, they're becoming thicker and thicker. I gotta take care of this body-mind, okay? So the bottom line, Amir, begin here, read this book. Have you read it? I hope you have. It's on my website. Then I recommend go here, read this book. This former Etalon students has come up to me at 18. He was a severe stutterer. He couldn't speak. His stuttering was severe. His thinking process was a pure trash. He didn't have any good information, any adequate information in his mind. He was a totally broken, young 18-year-old man. 18-year-old man, totally broken, wanting to commit suicide. He used Google Translate to write to me. This is nothing that has been created, and nothing, there is no fantasy in this book. This book is pure bunch of facts. Facts. This is my communication with him over 2.5 years, almost 3. Okay? From the first moment when he came to me and told me that he wanted to commit suicide, he wanted to die. And then I started simply answering his questions. We were going back and forth. Read the book. He was asking questions. I was answering. I am sharing the truth with anyone who comes to me. You do not need any treatment. You don't. Read my books. Okay? Here is the book that has much, much more information on how our speech works. But once again, it is not, how do I put it? I'll just read, okay, what the mentor, my mentor that I wrote this book with wrote. This book is a proven theory. Theory, it's not practice, okay? It's a proven theory. Informative story about the natural practice of speech. Only a personal practice under the guidance of the Etalon teacher will enable a student who stutters to turn himself from a stutterer into a normally speaking person. The bottom line, you don't need me. You don't. Go ahead and begin speaking. Begin speaking like a normal person. Like you were born. Forget everything you knew before. Become a newborn. Can you do that? Can you become a newborn child? Or go back when you started being silent. Let's put it this way. When you stopped speaking, go back. Do you remember that time? That's why people go to these NLP professionals, neuro-linguistic programs, okay? They dig in the memory and see where it started. You know, Tony Robbins, I'm sure you have watched these videos. Yes, go back where it started. And then begin speaking like you were a child. Unfortunately, this is possible only for very few out of millions of people. I would say maybe 100, I don't know, something like that, could do that. Because most of you guys have had a stuttering cancer. Cancer, it's a cancer. Why is it that people who have cancer cannot get rid of them? Why do they still keep looking for a cure for cancer? because they are not professionals. They don't know how their body operates. This is why they go to professional. Professionals, naturopaths. I'm not talking about MDs, because MDs also don't have a cure for cancer, okay? Naturopaths, yes, they do. So if you don't know, if you're not professional of how to operate the body, what to give to your body to cure it from cancer, chances are your mind field of trash information also requires some guidance of a teacher who knows what speech is. Okay? Speech is a skill. It can be only learned. How? By speaking. Speaking a lot. And speaking in the correct way, in the natural way, the way Mother Nature created you. Not doing techniques, not following tips, tricks, methods, blah, 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 blah. It is all crutches, the way I explained in the book. Every single technique, method, trick, tip is a method, is a crutch. Crutch. Imagine yourself, a healthy individual, walking on the street and holding a crutch in your hands. What will people think about you? Just imagine. You're not limping, you're walking just fine, but you have a cane in your hands or a crutch. What are people going to think about you? Something is wrong with this guy. He probably has some disease with his legs. Something is broken in this person. And believe it or not, eventually you're going to think the same way. Okay? Because just in case you're just carrying this cane, just in case, every single method is a crutch. Every single technique, tip, trick, advice is a crutch. It is the way to make you stutter, and it is stuttering. You know what normal speech is? Normal speech is an independent speaking without any methods and without any helpers. When you go out and do it yourself. You don't need any advice. You don't need any methods. You don't need anything. But if even after having read the book, by the way, I have had people reported to me that they have had significant improvement of their speech after having read the book. And I even have had a few, not too many, people thanking me and telling me I don't need to come to you. I got the point. I got it, Anna. Thank you so much. I have had a few reports of that since I have started selling the book. Because we need money desperately for marketing, for spreading out the word of truth. That's why it is still for sale. But soon it is going to be available for free, maybe next year. I don't know when I'm going to complete my book. And check this out. The title of the book is Stutterer's Bible. Stutterer's Bible. That's it. Because Bible is the instruction manual. Manual how to live your life, right? So let's go. I see. Oh, sorry, I didn't see there is something else here. Do you have any alternative to, okay, I've read it. Do you have any alternative to online lessons like a book? I only know English as a secondary language. Yes, I told you, go read my book. This is the book that will make you smart about what life is about, who you are, and what you are in charge of. What is it that each and every human needs to do to operate his own body-mind? Because once again, Our body-mind is just a simple device. Maybe not as simple, okay? If it was simple, people would have created artificial intelligent device, right? They would have created robots. But I just watched yesterday this on Gaia, that no matter how hard they're trying, they cannot come up with this intelligent robot that would make decisions in the way we conscious beings can make. They cannot, because this body mind is too complicated. It's extremely intelligent machine. And just like natural doctors say that your body knows how to cure itself, your body can cure itself, your body will do everything correctly, and your body constantly attempts to cure itself. Only when you just give your body their raw material, okay? Like, I don't know, minerals, vitamins, whatever raw material your body needs to rebuild broken organs, okay? So this is what natural doctors, naturopaths say, right? I'm kind of a naturopath as well, if I can put it this way. The moment you give your mind adequate information, you gotta get rid of trash right away. This is a great news. The moment you know the truth, all the lies disappear. Because truth is so powerful. You know the truth, goodbye lies. Lies disappear right away after we download correct files, correct applications, adequate, legit instructions in our mind. We are computers. We act just like computers. Now the question is, how does it work? If the brilliant minds don't know, why do you want to know? Brilliant ones, scientists that are working on creating an artificial intelligence, they don't know. They cannot figure it out how our consciousness works. Why do you need to know? The bottom line is, you have to know one thing. Everything in the universe has been created according to the natural laws. We didn't create these laws. Someone up there created whatever people call higher intelligence, higher consciousness, universal consciousness, God, Mother Nature, whatever you call this creator who has created this intelligence body-mind machine. He knows or she knows how things work. We don't. Don't even go there. My mentor, the Russian scientist Roman Snishko, his genius is in the fact that he was able to figure it out, how our body-mind works. And not the little details, no, we don't know them, no one knows. He just knows that there is a law of resonance, the natural law of resonance. This law has been explained by Nikola Tesla a couple centuries ago. Nikola Tesla, if you don't know who this guy was, just go Google it up, Google up. Nikola Tesla, the one who has discovered the free energy to operate things in the world. Free energy. How does it work? Who knows? But he's discovered it. And thanks to his discovery, you've probably heard about Tesla car. So people can give the free energy to things to power them. It's called free energy, to operate things, devices. But not for humans. This is the genius of academic Roman Snishko. He has discovered how to apply this natural law of resonance on this device, on the body-mind, mind-body machine called human being. When students come to us, and I am just a humble student, I don't know as much as he does, okay? I just know there is a natural law of resonance, and my job is to use it for my own benefit. It is kind of, you know, there is a mirror, right? There is a mirror right now on my wall. Why is it that when I come to the mirror, I see myself, the reflection of the mirror? How does it work? I don't know, and I don't want to know. It's too much information for me. I'm not a optometrist. I'm not like a physicist. I don't care about it. I just know every time I come to my mirror, I see myself. And I can fix my hair. I can put my lipstick. I'm using it. But the reality is that this is the law, the natural law of resonance. This is what we do. We use the law of resonance for our own benefit. And this is what we explain. And you also need to understand, I'm going to just tell you very kind of the bottom line, because giving you more information, it may make you confused. So the bottom line, Mr. Roman Snishko has discovered that just like when you come to the mirror and you see your reflection, this is what he has discovered. Your mind is, and your mind and body are connected in exactly the same way. Our body is a simple reflection of the mirror. It's a mirror of your mind. Your body is a mirror of your mind. Whatever you have in your mind, your body simply reflects. If you come to a stuttering trainer, stuttering coach, boot camp, whatever they call it, stuttering trainer, if you come to this trainer and the trainer gives you trash information, he puts the seed of trash in your mind. For example, I'll give you just one. Okay, I have a whole list of them here. Let me see. Okay, one word here. Aha. For example, extend your first few words. Extend words. Okay, this is one of the trash information your stuttering trainers give you. Extension of words. Number one, begin with this. Come to any naturally speaking human and ask him, how do you extend your words? How do you stretch your words? How do you extend your words? There is another part. How do you finish your words? How do you connect your words? Or how do you breathe? How do you maintain your airflow? What will a normal speaker tell you? His response is gonna be, huh? What? I don't do all of these things. How do you speak, you may ask, a naturally, normally speaking person? How do you speak? And you know what this person will tell you? I don't know how I speak, I just speak. I simply speak. This is what God, once again, God, Mother Nature, Creator, has equipped you with. You can just speak right now, at the moment. And this is why most of people who stutter come to me and tell me, I can speak in this situation, but I cannot speak in that situation. Of course you can. So the moment when you speak normally, it means that you are doing it right. you are doing it in the correct way. You are using the natural law of resonance. Okay? Okay, Amir wrote something else. I will order those books. You don't need books. You need only one. This one. Only this one. Okay? Because the others are free. And before you even invest in ordering these books, see how bad I market my products? I don't even recommend buying anything. I don't recommend investing any money before it makes sense to you. Go read my books that are free. You don't need to invest anything. Go read this and this. Free. Free. Okay? Read it first, this one, to understand the problem. Then this one. There's so many answers here. You may begin speaking normally just by reading this book. May. Did you hear my word? May. Of course, I doubt, but may. Okay? So after reading, I might want to meet you in person for further sessions. Would you mind telling where you live? I am writing from Turkey. Hey, I'm here from Turkey. I am available anytime on Skype. Skype is my classroom. I have never taught anyone in person for 5 years. Yes, before, yes, I was working as a speech therapist. I'm ashamed of admitting it, although, of course, it's not ashamed. I was learning, just like you. We all are together in this craziness. I was never a stutterer, but I was a very passionate speech professional. I loved what I was doing so much. And I was very good at what I was doing because I never even thought that I was a medical professional. I never thought. In Russia, I didn't know that. The bottom line is, I am available in social media anywhere you go. And the more students I get, the more donations I get, and the more money we as a non-profit organization have to spread the word out. Everything costs. Everything costs money. And if you go and put in how to stop stuttering, I am not on the first Google page. Sometimes I am. But most of the time, these trash advisors are there because they have money. They group people. They put together from 6 to 60 people, and they give them the same trash information. Okay? Of course, it brings a lot of money to them. When you work with a group, you can charge a little bit. Like, for example, my students told me, yeah, I joined the boot camp of one of these trash information person spreader, okay, advisor. He said, yeah, it was only $90 boot camp. I joined it. It was a group session. It was the trainer and the advisor, the assistant. They were all communicating. I mean, it's so hard to mind. I mean, my heart breaks when I talk about it. I want to make an emphasis. Please, if you, the trainer of the boot camp, listening to me now, I love you, okay? I really do. I adore the work, the amount of work that you have put in your passion, and your passion, an amount of work. But you don't know yourself how much trash you're giving to people who stutter. And by the way, you are speaking with mistakes yourself, and you feel that it's okay to do it. Yes, if you are happy to do, what is it that you call it? Second, here is the list. Oh, okay. Use naturally sounding introductory words and sounds. I mean, I'm sorry for this gesture, but if you go to any professional speech trainer who is not a stutterer himself, they will tell you that every ah word, every filler word is a speaking mistakes. When you are expressing yourself in writing, do you use any naturally looking introductory words? Do you? Boot camp trainer, when you are writing, your writing is beautiful. Beautiful. I love reading your writing. I receive emails from you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your hard work. Please come to me. I'm going to share with you with all my knowledge. I want your energy. I want you to continue your work. But please educate yourself. Stop giving people trash information. Okay? Please. So let's talk. Okay, it's been an hour of my Freedom Friday and I am rambling here more and more. Let me give you something more precise, okay? So let me go over the one at least, because there's so many things. I mean, each and every advice I see on the list that I found free, it's free. He's not charging anything, okay? So he has steps, okay, what do you call it? 7 steps to quickly achieve smooth, calm, and confident speech. 7 steps how to achieve, once again, smooth. I have already, I'm gonna address all these 3 trash words. Trash because it is people who stutter, including this stuttering trainer. Once again, I like you. I love you. I don't mean that you're a bad person. You're a good person, hardworking person. I don't want to fight with you, okay? Come to me. I'll hug you. I will be the first person to hug you. But please stop misinforming people because you waste their time. Okay, you're wasting their time. What can be done in only 2 hours, 3 hours, and then generalize in 3 days. You encouraging people to waste years of their lives, years, months, years. Basically what you are doing, and not just you, but a lot of people who stutter themselves or simply don't understand what they're doing, because there is another person that I really like. I know her in person. She's a great person. She's about my age, okay? And she's not even a stutterer, but she herself speaks with a lot of speaking mistakes. She does ahs, she repeats words, she does revision of words. She believes this is normal. And of course, if you want to speak with mistakes, go ahead, be my guest. You can. Even if you turn on TV, you hear how people speak. They make a lot of mistakes. They just don't believe this is a disease. Okay? So the bottom line is, I like you guys. I like all the people who work hard to help others. But it is time we unite. It is time we stop fighting with each other. Let's get together and begin educating the world. Begin educating people with the truth. So here is a little example. First step, this stuttering coach who has a boot camp for stutterers, he wants them to learn the techniques, which is called steps, to quickly achieve smooth, calm, and confident speech. Let's talk about smooth. I showed you my smoothie, right? Here. Very nice to drink, a smooth drink. There are no chunks, hard chunks in my drink. Very nice, okay? My husband puts a lot of beets here, so that's why it's red. Maybe drink more. Perfect. Blending is perfect. A little bit of pulp, but no chunks. It's very smooth. Now let's go to what it may mean in speech. I don't understand that. I really don't. What does it mean, smooth? Mr. Stuttering Trainer, do you understand it yourself, what it means? If you don't, please come to me and ask a normal question. Don't confuse people with this fancy schmancy word, smooth. Okay? Let's go to the next word. And once again, if you haven't heard me say this, the word smooth is a trash word. It doesn't mean anything in terms of speech. Okay? Because there are no chunks of hard substances when we move the air to speak. No chunks. Okay. So I want to address the next word, the word calm. This is another really hurtful information. It will hurt you so much, and it does hurt you. Okay? So this is the word again, trash word. The word is calm. If you are calm, there is no reason to speak. Why would you calm? Do you see me right now calm? Am I speaking calmly? Am I? No. Speech is a siren. Speech is a screaming. Speech is our reaction to something that we like or we don't like, or we express our need. You never should be calm. Thank you for your answers and patience. Oh yeah, I am very patient. I am even patient with people who, you know what, in simple words, we can call them fools, psychopaths, but I understand where they're coming from, and I'm very patient. There are no stupid questions. I want to repeat. I don't believe there are stupid questions or small questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Go ahead, ask any questions if you are alive. I see that there are only 2 people are watching right now. Of course, it's kind of not much to expect because I didn't make any announcements. But if you have any questions about what speech is, just ask. Okay? There are no stupid questions. And after people will begin listening the recording, 100% they will have the same questions that you have. So once again, speech should never be calm unless you are in meditative stage and nothing bothers you at this moment, and you're doing hum, shmum, you're meditating, and you don't have any emotions at this moment. Then you can be calm. But imagine yourself. You are in the crowded public transportation and someone steps on your foot. Are you going to calm down before you scream, ah, out of pain? Are you going to calm down? Or if someone pushed you, are you going to calm down before you scream at this person, hey, back off me, don't touch me? If someone calls you bad names, are you going to calm down before you say, you are a moron, leave me alone, you are a fool? No. Our emotions, our anger, excitement, our disappointment, whatever we feel at the present moment is our natural reaction to things that happen in the present moment. It is our reaction. We never calm down before we express ourselves. Never. Only stutterers, when they come to me and I educate them, they have a problem because they have no idea how to express themselves. In the beginning, they don't stop making mistakes, but in the beginning, they begin speaking like robots. They speak without mistakes, but like robots. And they say, no, I need to begin running because I am speaking like a robot. It takes time for them to realize. It is not because you are running. It is not because of the speed of your speech you are making mistakes. It is because you have no idea how to express yourself. You have never experienced it. From early childhood, you have been trained by all kinds of speech professionals, because I used to be one of them, okay? Professional. I thought I was a professional. But from the early childhood, you have been trained to hide your emotions. Trainers like this one, the boot camp trainer, they train you guys. They put these wrong ideas that you have to be calm. No, you should never be calm. Never, ever. Okay, I don't know how to emphasize. You just need to experience it, learn through experience how to express your anger. And if after reading of this book, you cannot figure it out, you need a guidance. I'm sorry. And once again, Amir, if you're still there, the way that you put it, I cannot afford the class. Of course you can't, because most people who stutter don't work. Most of people who stutter claim they're handicapped people, they're sick people, and they cannot work. Or even if they do work, they receive minimum wage. They work for pennies. They don't have good jobs. Very few of them do. Very few of them make decent money. Very few of them. And you know who are people who make, who are people who stutter but make the most money? You know who they are? Mostly, not all, of course. Most people who stutter make decent money if they are stuttering trainers, if they are speech and language pathologists who stutter themselves, if they are in any way related to making money of their stuttering. Just go watch my videos. One of my video report about my former student, his name is Alex. He is from United States, from California. He made millions of dollars on being a public speaker and making a speech, giving a speech of how dramatic his life has been because of stuttering. He's made a lot of money on talking about his stuttering. He's made a lot of money. But then one day he shifted. He said that his consciousness shifted from stuttering was ever there to serve me to stuttering is here to get rid of it. Do you understand the difference? Stuttering is here to get rid of it. He's realized it through his journey. He's learned it. He came to me, and in much less than 3 days, because he was very busy all these 3 days. From these 3 days, I don't know how many hours I really see him, and I really saw him and I really taught him. I don't know. He was always on the move, going places, doing things. He even had his car ruined during these 3 days. The flat tire happened with him. He was always late every day for the class. So it wasn't, I would say, in my perspective, it wasn't even an adequate way to take the class. But it still worked for him, okay? So the bottom line, you do not have to be smooth talker. You don't need to be calm talker. And let's talk about the last word here, confidence. How do we become confident? We become confident after we have experience. We have done a lot of repetitions of the adequate action. How do you become adequate in writing? How many years have you spent? Have you invested in writing? How many years? Just answer this question. How many years? How did you become confident in playing your favorite sports? How many years have you worked on your, first you came to the coach, right? For example, if you are a confident, I don't know, violin player, you first learned from your music teacher, how to hold the violin, how to play it, and then you started playing it. This part, this little part that I'm not gonna give you the name, okay? That the boot camp coach tells you that you need to work. Yes, you need to work. Everything requires work, but the work must be done adequately. What his students of his boot camp do is insane, what he teaches them to do. He teaches them basically, it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to give you an analogy. You come to a violin music teacher and you tell him, you know what, I want to learn how to play violin. The teacher gives you the violin, the stick, I don't even know how to call it, to play this violin. I mean, you bring it all to the class. Here is my violin, here is the stick. I want to play this instrument. But the teacher takes, with a big smile on his face, he takes the violin, he takes the stick, he puts them down. He said, before you learn this, you need to do a few exercises for me, will you? Of course, the teacher tells me, yes, I will. Begin strengthening your fingers. Do this. Do this exercise. Now do these exercises. Now do stretching. Now do these exercises. You need to learn coordination of your fingers. Now do some other exercises. Now do breathing exercises. Now do this. Now, here is the violin. Play. It will come eventually. You will learn how to play violin. This is what all stuttering coaches do. They give you all kinds of techniques, tips, tricks, what to do. But they never taught you how to hold the instrument, how to use it. They never told you, you never gave you instructions on how to do it. I have had several students already that did come to me after the boot camp. Several. Not one, not two, not three, several. And they keep coming to me, okay? And when I made this information available to this stuttering coach, he told me, oh, well, we're all different. For some people it works, for others it doesn't. Some people will choose to come to you, others will choose to come to you, to me. There is a truth in his words, yes. But the thing is that if you, stuttering coach, who stutter yourself, who speak with speaking mistakes, you sound perfectly to me, but you make mistakes. You sound great. You are a very nice guy. Your intentions are good. Your heart is in the right place. But heart is part of the body. Another part of the body is the brain, the storage room for information. Unfortunately, the stuttering coach of the boot camp creator, you don't have adequate information here. You give people crutches. You give people methods, techniques, and then you ask them to figure it out what works for them. This is insane. This is insane. I love you, but if you continue doing so, I will release your name. Please come to me. It is time we work together to help millions of people. Once again, stuttering is a cancer. Cancer, it's a virus that people like you download to the mind of people who stutter, unfortunately. Okay? So why it happens this way, that I am the only English-speaking person in the entire universe today who has this knowledge, don't ask me. I don't know. I really don't. Some days I wish I didn't go the path because it's challenging. It's not easy. English is not my first language. And when you speak and I speak, people who are born in United States, in UK, they probably will relate to you better than to me because my accent, and they think, okay, she's from Russia, she doesn't know, right? But others may look at your color, this color of your skin, and they also will say, oh, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't have the color of my skin. But listen me up, listen me out. We need to get together. We need to join our efforts. I am 58 years old. My strengths are running out, okay? I'm really tired of being alone. I want your assistance. I love the way you market. I love it. Let's work together with stutterers. My knowledge is in my head. I cannot just gesticulate and I cannot make you read my books because even my books are just parts of theory. My main book is not even translated yet. It's called The Stutterer's Bible. You are a stutterer yourself, the stuttering coach. And you teach people to stutter. By all your techniques and tricks, you teach them to stutter. You teach people to forget who they are. When I heard the video where your girl, your graduate, Donna, was telling, I am Donna, but I visualize and I believe I am, and he mentioned your name. This is crazy. If she is Donna, she's not you. She has her own style, speech style. It is easier. I mean, when people model someone else, it will never work. Never, ever. They will still continue to believe that they are sick. They need to model someone, that their speech is bad. There is something wrong with them. This is all lie. This is all trash information. Your Donna has her own style. Maybe it's close to yours, once again, because you guys belong to the same culture, maybe. But still, she has her own style. And hear me out. It takes only 3 days to realize that I am my own man. I'm my own woman. I don't need to model anyone. What you are offering with your insane modeling techniques is you are telling them, it's like you Imagine yourself, you are a grown-up man. You're walking the street and you stop a little 5-year-old girl. You take her shoes, you put her shoe on your foot, on your feet, both shoes. And you begin walking in the shoes of a 5-year-old girl. It's not comfortable. Yeah, I don't like it. You gave the shoes back to the girl. Then you continue walking and you see a huge, bulky, I don't know, short, giant man, okay? His shoe size is much bigger than yours. I don't know, 15 American size. And you put his shoes on your feet and you begin walking. Not comfortable because it is not your size. The same is with our body mind. We are so unique. Each of us has our own body mind. The way we use it is exactly the same. It is called natural standards. Natural, according to the law of resonance. Natural standards. The way we use, when we come to a teacher, the teacher gives us this tool and explains how to hold the pen. It's all the same. We all put our finger on top, 2 fingers squeeze. Of course, some people just do it in the other way, like it's kind of already crooked. But yeah, we can do it. But the bottom line, we all move our pen in the same standard way to create the same standard letters. What happens when our letters don't look standard? Look at the handwriting of a doctor. That's what happens. When doctors write prescriptions, they at times cannot read their own handwriting because it is not standard. These standards are easy to learn because they are natural. And this is why even parrots speak. Even parrots can learn standards. Even dogs. Of course, they don't learn too many words because they don't have such an intelligent machine the way we do. But even dogs can say no. I'm sure you've listened to these videos of an Alaskan Husky dog where the owner tells him time to go to the dog's house, and the dog keeps responding, no, no. And the owners are laughing because it sounds so clear. So once again, the bottom line, because, oh, it's already an hour and a half, and I gave myself a pledge to spend only an hour. So what are we going to do next time? Next time, I will be on time, Freedom Friday, and I will communicate with you guys, okay? Oh, I see 4 people now watching. Do you have any questions, or are you going to be just watching me? Ask questions, because I am about to wrap it up. Okay, because 4 people are watching, I will address something else. So the bottom line, 7 steps to quickly achieve smooth, calm confidence. Speech is a trash information because you can gain confidence only when you do it correctly. Only when a teacher explains to you, here is the violin. Again, back to the music teacher. Here is the violin, hold it like this. Here is the stick, you hold it like this. Here is how you move it. Got it? Got it. Begin moving it. And you are doing it confidently. You're not doubting anymore how to hold the violin. You're not doubting how to move the stick over the strings. You're not doubting it. You're confident. This is how you're going to do it. And then you begin do it and do it and do it and do it. The more you do it, the more you realize, the more beautifully you begin playing. It becomes easy. At first you go da 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 da, whatever. Forgot already how to sing. Okay? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Out of tune completely. See, I haven't done it a long time ago. So at first, it's gonna be kind of like a very simple melodica. Okay, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And then the more you play, the more repetitions you perform, the easier your speech becomes. Okay, the confidence grows, grows, grows. But once again, you're confident. A child is sitting and playing violin. He is confident. He is doing it. Okay, he just needs to learn the tune. And another piece of information is that when we speak, we're just singing. It's the same. You know that when people who start to speak, sing, they never sing. Unless you're really have cancer has taken place in your mind. But most of the time, most of people who stutter never make mistakes when they sing, because everything is learned. They know the tune, they know the rhythm, they know everything, okay? But when we speak, it's kind of a song. There is a difference between singing and speaking, of course. And the difference is very simple. When we are singing, we're stretching vowels, almost all, sometimes not all, but several vowels in the word, okay, in one word. We stretch words like, no, I don't know, happy, birthday, birthday. Did you hear birthday to you? See, every vowel is stretched, almost every. And when we speak, there is only one stress or accent in every word. If it's a combined word, sometimes two, but most of the time, it's only one stress in the word. This is the only difference between singing and speaking. I'm sharing this information with everyone. But sometimes when it's too much information, it becomes confusing. Okay? And this is what teachers are for. In Russian, there are already 5 teachers, Etalon teachers, 5, other than my mentor. In the English-speaking world, I'm the only one, still. We are on a mission to create the new industry in the whole world. It is called Etalon Speech Education. My dream is to see speech education become a part of a school curriculum, every school. So kids, when they made a mistake in school while reading, for example, they wouldn't stop speaking after that. The teacher would know what to do. The teacher would say, you made a mistake? No problem. Go to the next letter. You made a mistake in the first word, like for example, I always show examples. I don't say anything without demonstration. Okay, here is the word speech, right? If you made a mistake, you started reading and you read and you stopped yourself. Yeah, children make mistakes. You stopped yourself. You didn't continue reading to the next letter, to the next letter, to the next letter, and you haven't read the word speech. You did only like this, and you stopped. And then you went back with your attention focus, and you did it again, and you stopped. And then you went back. This is what happens in reading and speaking. Your teacher needs to know that instead of begin to panic and telling you, calm down, don't worry, take your time. No, this is not going to work. This is not going to help a young child who is making his first steps in reading and speaking, in speaking and reading. The teacher must simply tell you, continue the next letter, the next letter, the next letter, and keep moving your finger, which is your pointer, your attention focus, your pointer. Speech is a skill, 100% reliable scientific solution for the perfection of speech and elimination of stuttering based on natural laws discovered and explained by academic Roman Snishko. Live stutter-free. See what I did? I was just doing next letter, next letter, next letter. That's it. This is how simple things are. And when we speak, it is exactly the same. The problem with trainers like the one I'm talking about, the list of his steps I'm holding in my hands, is that they put this idea to stutterers' heads that they are sick, that they have a disease, and they need to learn how to maintain airflow. They need to play with the rhythm, which is, again, it's my speech. I can speak in any rhythm I want. I don't need your rhythm. Rhythm is something that depends on my mood. If I am angry, I'm going to give you this rhythm. And if I am calm, I'm going to give you this rhythm. If I need to answer the question right away, I'm not going to do what you write here. I don't have to rush. Yes, sometimes you do have to rush. There are certain situations when you do have to rush. You must rush. But you simply need to learn how to do it rationally, how to rush. This is all very simple. What needs to happen so you could rush? When I want to scream at someone, when I want to express my anger, I'm not going to take a pause. He says, pause at least 1 second before you speak. See, these kind of speech steps, this kind of trash information turns people into zombies. People stop being themselves. You're not a zombie. You are a very valuable, you're very important, smart, intelligent person. Every single person who stutters is smart. Yeah, not in everything, but smart. The only problem is that he has too much trash. The smartness is kind of blended with trash information. Okay? So all you have to do is stop believing empty words. I'm going to just start asking questions, okay? That's the bottom line. Empty words. The first word, smooth. Empty words, doesn't explain anything with speech. Calm. Empty word, doesn't explain anything. Speech is never calm. Next word, confident. We are confident only when we know what we are doing, 100%. We will never be confident if we do not know how to do it adequately. Next word, pause at least 1 second before your speech. Trash information. If you pause, you need to know the reason. What is it? The reason that you pause. What do you pause for? What do you do when you pause? Okay? Next, use naturally sounding introductory words and sounds. Trash information. Normal people go to Toastmasters International. Every time a person says, ah, they ring the bell. This is a mistake. No filler words, no filler sounds, only pure whole words. Whole words. Integral word, not broken apart the way you guys teach. Next, extend your first few words. There are like 4 words. Extend your first few words. There is trash in every single word here. Number 1, normal speakers never extend anything. It is when you attempt to extend words, you begin to stutter. Every attempt to extend, stretch a word is stuttering. It is stuttering. Stretching words is stuttering. Okay? Next, first few words. How many words do you want to say at once? How many words can come out from your mouth at one time? How many words? A few words? One word only. Only one word. We speak in a sequence of meaningful words, not naturally sounding introductory words and sounds. We conscious people speak in whole words, not in separate sounds, not in separate parts of the words. This is the worst, the most trash information you could have ever received. Speaking in parts of the words, of a word. Normal speakers, see, I just made a mistake. I didn't have a word. Rushed, right? So, not because I rushed, because I didn't do something that we explain what every normal speaker does when he or she speaks. So the bottom line, trash information from each and every point on this paper. I printed out of all the speech steps. Okay, step number 5, blend your words while speaking to maintain airflow. This is just insane. Makes me crazy. Okay, when you open the book, do you see any words blended together? Ever? Just imagine you open the book, and all the words are blended together. Will you be able to read the book? Will you? It is crazy. Crazy! You can never read the book when the words are blended because it's too much mental work. You will become confused right away. And guess what? Hundreds of years ago, maybe thousands of years ago, I don't know, I don't have the data on this. They created their written language by the way people speak. You see, every word is separately. Every word is separate. There is a little gap between words. This is how we speak. Because we do something which I cannot explain it here. This is the way we speak. Stutterers run away from pauses. And this is why this stutterer, the guy that I'm talking about, stuttering coach, who has a boot camp for some whatever, okay? He tells people who stutter to blend words, connect words. And guess what you do when you connect words? You take a whole word and you connect it to the beginning of the next word. Beginning of the next word. And this is what happens. You kill your own whole words. Instead of having the whole word in your head, you have only part of the word in your head. Imagine yourself wanting to drive a car. You come to the garage and you see your car taken apart. Here are your wheels of the car. They are not on the car. They are not assembled, not put on the car. And you want to drive the car. Will it take time to put them together, to put your car together? Yeah. You would have to, first, before you drive a car, you would have to put all the parts together, and then you can get in the car and drive it. Every single word is just like a car, ready to be driven, ready, boom, 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 go. But if you have every word broken apart, you know, only it's just part of the words, I would be afraid to speak as well if I knew only parts of the word. This is the main bad thing that they teach, all these techniques, tips, tricks, methods. They teach you to break words. They kill your words. They demolish your speech with this craziness. Okay, but I see, oh, Omar, hi, Omar. Yeah, are you Omar who I have been talking to via Facebook? I hope you are. Why is it that I can read out loud without making mistakes, but make many while speaking with people? Great question. Thank you, Omar. Once again, speaking is a skill. And there are 7, now actually we have 8 different speech modes in which we speak. 7 basic. We have a little one, number 8, but I still like to say 7. 7 speech modes. Reading aloud is just one of them. One of the 7. One of the 7. It's different. Okay, got it. I got it. I see, Omar, you are the same guy. So 7 speech modes. And as we grow up, we learn. We're getting experience speaking in different speech modes. I can even tell you, the first speech mode is just saying single words. Like, for example, what is it? Book. What is it? Glasses. What is this? Phone. Single words. It's very simple if you do it, of course. Of course, if you are using your body and mind according to the instructions, which most people who stutter don't. Okay? So this is one speech mode. After you have learned this speech mode, you can go and begin just speaking in the next speech mode. Okay? Speech mode is describing something, whatever. Okay? Describing something in front of you. It's called commentary speech mode, and so on. Speech, most of the time, unless presentation is a different speech mode when it's prepared speech. Okay? It's prepared speech. It's a totally different speech mode. When you're reading something, it's very easy for you and for many people because all the letters are in front of you. You're just going and doing it correctly. You're just sounding out letters in a sequence. Blah, 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 blah. You may not understand what you're reading because, unfortunately, they don't teach you how to understand it, how to read for information. They have, again, another crazy way to screw you when they make you run in school. Speedy reading. They set the time and say, okay, ready, go. And you are supposed to read in 1 minute a certain number of words. Another crazy thing they do in today's crazy world. What for? Why do I need to run through this 1 minute and read these words fluently if I'm only 7 years old, 6 years old? I'm not even sure how to operate my body yet. I'm still learning. It's still hard for me to balance my body and mind. My tongue is still slipping all the time. I don't even know how to say certain sounds. And I'm supposed to run? This is how crazy it is. So most of the time, when people come to me, they don't even know how to read aloud and then tell back what they have read. They don't know. They've never learned to do it. So this is what I teach. This is a class. When people come to me, I teach them how to speak in all possible in the world 7 speech modes. All of them. And when they go to their situations, it is always one of these 7 modes. Always. Okay? So once again, if you have read how to read out loud, good for you. Because it's very easy. It's one of the easiest speech modes. Everything is in front of you. You just go according to instructions, move your eyes, move your pointer, because this is your pointer. Go, 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 go. That's it. No mistakes in sounding out those letters. But close the book and tell back what you have read. Can you do that? Will you remember anything? Will you remember much? You may, I don't know you. You may remember some, but will you be able to tell back without the same way you read? It's a totally different speech mode. Okay, guys, no questions. I'm going to wrap it up, and we will talk about other things next time. I'm going to be focused on your questions. Send me your questions if you have any. I am here to spread the word of truth. And please let those speech trainers know I'm not going to fight them. By the way, 5 more minutes of your time. Listen up. Someone complained about my work. Someone who I have no who that person is. At first, I thought I knew. I suspected who that was. I did my investigation, and I found out that was not the person that I thought. So here is the story. Someone sent a letter to the Bureau of Investigation. Here it is. No, wait a second. I'm going to show you the letter. I'm not making it up. I'm going to show you the letter. Where is it? Should be somewhere here. Oh, it's right here in the file B. Okay, I have so many papers here. Okay, here is the folder. Look, I'm opening it. Here is the letter. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move the screen so I could see if you can see it. Okay? Can you read it? Case summary. And you see the Department of Health Services. Okay? So it is speech language pathologist regarding the profession of speech language pathology. See, regarding this profession, someone complained that I am providing health services, speech therapy, without being a licensed speech pathologist. Here is information and disclaimer, whatever you call it. I am not a licensed speech pathologist. I'm not. I am a fully credentialed speech teacher, speech educator. I have been educating people for my entire life. 17.5 years in Russia. Yeah, they called me speech therapist in Russia. What can I say? I still, even when I came to this country, and started making my very first videos, you still can probably hear a few of the videos. Maybe I need to delete them, but you know, I didn't delete. I'm just disclaiming it now. I did call myself therapist and pathologist because I believe that's was the name of the profession, okay? But I am not a speech pathologist, a speech therapist, no longer, after being a therapist for 30 years of my life, okay? I'm not a licensed speech pathologist. And what I do has nothing to do with medical profession, because speech and language are not a disease. They're not medical condition. They are both skills. Skills that we all learn. We learn to speak. We learn language. We learn words. We learn the way we speak. We learn. Fire your speech pathologists today. Fire them. I'm not even talking about them today because it's the dinosaurs. But here, the bottom line. Someone who complained used the name of a speech and language pathologist. I'm disgusted by the whole fact, how it happened. They used the name of a speech pathologist who supported me. She is a younger person, she's an open-minded person, and she became interested in what I do. And she supported me. You know what happened next? Someone used her name and wrote the complaint using her name that Anna Deeter needs to be investigated by the Department of Public Health in Florida, in the state where I live. I was called to report to the government department. I had an interview with a government official to make sure what am I doing is not criminal. Here we go. We ended up hugging each other. And she said, Anna, any questions you have, call me. She became my biggest supporter. She also helped me. I really appreciate it. As a result, of course, we learned from every experience. She helped me to clean up the language on my website. She asked me to do the disclaimer, to put it in clean words. I am not a speech pathologist. I'm no longer a therapist. In fact, I am going, don't like the way, but I'm going against this profession. This profession needs to be reformed. Every single speech pathologist must become a speech educator. Must. And I remember the lady asked me this specific question. Do you believe that speech pathologists are not educators? I said, they are, but they educated trash information. They educate, they give wrong information. They educate the wrong things. So in a way, they are medical professionals. And she kept asking me questions. So how do you treat a person who comes in your classroom? You call it a classroom. How do you treat? He was giving me all kinds of tricky questions. And I was kind of like, I don't treat anybody. So how do you deal with stuttering? And I go, stuttering doesn't exist. It's not a disease. It doesn't exist. So the bottom line, I am cleared now. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a scammer, guys. Write to the Department of Public Health in Florida. Ask them, okay? I have nothing to do with medical profession. Goodbye, speech pathologists. But at the same time, I welcome you. Come to me. I would love to report. I would love to share my information with you. This is my biggest dream, to have you become Etalon, which stands for standard, Etalon speech educators. Because I know each and every speech pathologist came to the profession because of the big heart they all have. We all have a big heart. We have a big passion to help others when they struggle. So stop hurting them, because every time you give them something like this person does, okay, I cover his face. I don't want you even to look at his face. What his person does, every time you give trash information, you make a person stutter. Their stuttering becomes worse and worse. Okay? So thank you for watching me today. It's been 2 hours of my busy time. And Omar, I'm going to talk to you. I'm like, my voice is already going, but I will talk to you. So call me in like 5-10 minutes, okay? On Skype, let me drink some water and get back in shape, okay? I'll talk to you. Other people, see you next week, okay? Or just go to my website, livestutterfree.com, and begin helping yourself. Begin reading my books. Begin learning, doing yourself a favor. No one can help you but you. No one. No one can learn for you, and you don't need stuttering helpers, assistants. You don't. All you need is just to drop all the crutches. Well, if you cannot figure it out yourself, begin working. Now I'm talking again back, not to Omar, to Amir. Amir, get a job. You are a man. You have a healthy, strong body. Get a job. Okay? Physical labor job. Work hard for several months. Make money for your own education. Come to me. I'll teach you. That's it. Money is not a problem for those who work, no matter where. You may be in a third world country, in the first world country. You may be anywhere. If you don't work hard, you're never going to be able to afford anything. You have to begin working. Work, work, work. Save up. It may take you some time, like it did for Hussein, who had to work for 2 years. Actually, he told me he was able to save up in 6 months. He worked 10 hours a day with no days off. He did it because he was desperate. If you are desperate, do the same. He worked hard. He did like physical job. He worked something handling furs, like animal furs in the factory. It was smelly. It was difficult job. He was tired like hell, but he would come home after 10 hours of hard work, open the self-guide and would start learning English language. That's what I call desperation. That's what I call hard work. He did it. What stops you? So I'm a workaholic myself, and I believe in hard work. This is the only thing that will help our crazy, dying out human race. Hard work. Work, work, and you will achieve your goal. Even if you have been through all kinds of coaches, okay, all kinds of trainers who gave you a lot of wrong information, you can still make it work. Yes, you can. This is why I love this trainer. I love him because he makes you work. The only thing is that he makes you work like this. Learn to do something that you don't need and then get rid of it. Somehow figure it out. What I have on the plate, learn standards from the first moment you come to me. Learn standards, stick to these standards, and then begin working. It takes only 3 days. You don't need to learn, I'm going to say the word, you don't need to learn bullshit, okay? You learn Etalon, you learn standards. Okay, guys, I'm rambling too much already. Very nice to see you all, and have a good day. See you next Friday. Good day. Lots of love to you.